According to new NBC polling released this week, 43% of likely Iowa Republican caucus goers said they would choose Donald Trump as their first choice in the caucuses. Governor Ron DeSantis is now tied with former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley at 16%, and that means the gloves are off.
Are you wearing higher heels than Ron DeSantis next week at the debate so you can look taller than him on the stage?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I can tell you, I've always talked about my high heels. I've never, hid that from anybody. I've always said don't wear them if you can't run in them. So we'll see if he can run in them.
Joining me now is Tim Miller, MSNBC political analyst and writer-at-large at The Bulwark. Tim, the most interesting thing about Ron DeSantis right now is the discussion of whether or not he wears lifts in his cowboy boots. What does that say about his candidacy?
Doesn't say anything good, Alex. I'll let you know that. As a former press staffer for presidential campaigns, it's what you call being in the barrel. It's not nice when your boss goes and does interviews and gets asked about his boots, which happened to Ron DeSantis multiple times recently. I've got some breaking news for our viewers who hopefully are not spending any time watching Newsmax, but just about an hour ago over on Newsmax, DeSantis was asked about this. And he tried to turn it on Trump in a weird way and was like, well, if Trump has the balls to show up at the debate next week, then I'll wear my boots on my head. Really weird quote, very reminiscent of Little Marco. I'm starting to get PTSD from the 2016 campaign. When you're trying to do this and make a joke out of the high heels that is the talk of the town, like that is not a sign that you're on a path to a comeback.
Yeah, you're just getting PTSD from 2016. That's impressive. But Tim, I think the reason we're talking about the reason we're talking about the lifts is that it's not. I mean, personally, I think what it gets to is this core sort of belief that Ron DeSantis would do anything to be the front runner. And that explains his policies in Florida. All of it is in service to this presidential bid, or this nomination that seems to get further and further from his grasp as the months tick on. And the boots are just an indication of the sort of humiliations he will endure himself. To say nothing of the humiliations he visits on others, including the migrants he sent to points north with absolutely no warning and no resources. But that he'll literally do anything. And that's why it seems particularly devastating, right? Is if the criticism gets at something essential to the character of the nominee, that's when it's something you don't recover from.
Absolutely. And it does play into this phoniness, this thirstiness, right? This idea that Ron DeSantis is just trying so hard to be a MAGA tough guy and he'll do anything and he'll be mean to the migrants. He'll be mean to the, kids in schools that have gay families. He'll be mean to whoever it will take, if only that will make the MAGA voters love him. He'll also pretend to be a tough guy, he'll wear the big boot, right? Like this, it's all part and parcel of the same thing of him playing this part, acting this role of what he thinks MAGA voters wants. Because the reality is Ron DeSantis was just a typical Ivy League politician until 5 years ago, just one that has like a little bit more of an appetite for cruelty than the other Ivy League politicians. And voters can smell that and they sense it on him, that he might be saying the words that a MAGA candidate would say, but that he is not the authentic outsider they're looking for. Donald Trump is the authentic outsider they're looking for. And then for the minority of the Republican Party that wants somebody that's more of a traditional conservative, he's not offering them that either. So he's really stuck in a sour spot on this.